Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over. New supposed image leaks have popped up for Pokemon Legends EA regarding a new Trapinch form. We also have some Nintendo potential updates, and as well as that, we have a new Generation 10 rumor that's also appeared out of nowhere. There's a lot of stuff to break down and get into today, so if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at these new Trapinch images. A lot of people have been posting about this recently. This Pocket Oku person literally posted loads and loads of images, went away for like 3 months, and then has just now come back and is now posting more images. So the first one is of 2 different Trapinches. So this is seemingly a Trapinch regional form, which obviously has like this little horn on its head, and this little horn on its back, and is, you know, a turquoise blue now. And yeah, it looks kind of cool. Personally, I don't really want a new Trapinch form. I want a Flygon Mega Evolution, and I just think if it's going to get a new form, it's unlikely to get a Mega Evolution for that form as well. So hopefully this is fake. I'm pretty sure this is fake anyway. This person has not got a great kind of... Not even that it's got a track record, because nothing that they've posted has turned out to be true as of yet, because obviously we haven't had any Legends EA information. But there are a few, like, I guess, language errors and stuff when they posted Japanese, all that stuff. A few of their images have clearly been taken from something else. So there's a lot of, like... There's a lot of just things that just don't make sense about these images, but a lot of people have been talking about these Trapinch images, and so I just wanted to quickly go over them. So yeah, this is like a close-up here as well of this Trapinch with a couple of horns. I like the eye as well. It does look really cool. I don't think they've posted anything else since this this Trapinch image, no. So obviously they posted 20th November, and then they posted these Trapinch images as well on the 6th of October. So yeah, I mean, you can make of them of what you will. They've got like this sort of black sort of, I guess, outline, as well as the kind of black on this Trapinch. I don't know why they've randomly scribbled out the horn on this Trapinch. No idea why. The background seemingly is, I guess, it's like a little building or something. There's also a note on the wall here. I don't know if that's a different Pokemon or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm calling fake, but obviously you guys can make your own judgment on it, but it doesn't look super, super legit. I don't even know what the Japanese here says either. Again, they've had some spelling errors in the past with Japanese, so whatever it says, it's probably wrong. But either way, that's the Trapinch image there. Moving on, we do also have this Nintendo kind of, it's not really an update, it's just talking about like directs and stuff, post from Nintendo Life. You know, a talking point after a September no-show in terms of like a direct. Will there be an October Nintendo Direct? So let's take a look at what this kind of article here says. So it says no Nintendo announcements. So we're now 1 full week into October. This was posted on the well, it was posted on Monday at 2 p.m. So yeah, at the start of this week. So we're now 1 full week into October, following the first September since 2016 without a really big Nintendo Direct. So obviously we got like... It wasn't a big direct because it wasn't a main series. It was like a partner showcase plus an indie showcase all in one on like the, I think it was like the 27th of August or something like that. But yeah, this is the first time in 8 years that we haven't had a main series direct. Yeah, since 2016, which is obviously quite big. Obviously, it's probably because of the Nintendo Switch 2 and everything. But they go on to say, looking back at our Nintendo Direct broadcast history guide, it's all there in black and white, well, red and white. 2020 Direct might have been a Super Mario focused job themed around the series' 35th anniversary, but that caveat aside, 2016, the year before the Switch launched, was the first year there wasn't a full flagship Nintendo Direct in the September. Then goes on to say, and even then, there was a half-hour 3DS specific presentation, if you count that as a full-fat Direct. 2015 was the last year we got through a September with no big Nintendo announcements. To be fair, August delivered a bumper crop this year, with the Nintendo Museum getting its own presentation, plus a double helping of Indie World Showcase and Partner Showcase arriving on the 27th of August, combining the latter two into an Uber Showcase with a first, which was a first for Nintendo, perhaps a ploy to deliver a large portion for fans to chew on and sustain them through September. I mean, I watched those directs. There was a couple of things that were pretty good, but I don't know, between the Shrek Power Wash Simulator and the Date a Lamp game or Date Anything game, there wasn't really a lot, so it wasn't the greatest thing. But either way, they go on to say, which brings us to October, a month which is traditionally fairly quiet, Nintendo announcements wise. At this stage, the manufacturing and retail chains will be in full swing and gearing up for the lucrative end of year period. You may recall that the Switch OLED launched alongside Metroid Dread back in October 2021, for example. At this point of the year, there's a much higher chance of leaks for products you're looking to launch in time for the holidays. Mario and Luigi Brothership set sail in exactly a month's time, and before then we've even got Mario Party to attend. I think Mario Party is next Thursday. I think it's on the 17th, next Thursday, so that's obviously something else to kind of take into account. Will there be an October 2024 Nintendo Direct then? It's certainly possible, although those with 2 Mario releases, there's also just enough recurring for Nintendo Land for the company to coast a while longer on the announcements front. However, there is one massively significant announcement from the last decade that Nintendo made in October, the official reveal of the console formerly known as NX, the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch was originally revealed in October, so a lot of people think the Switch 2 is going to obviously get revealed in October as well. Thursday, the 20th of October, 2016, so that's in a couple of weeks from now. Obviously not that they're going to release it on that specific day. It's actually next Sunday, and they're not going to announce it on next Sunday, so it might be the week after that. Was a date Nintendo first showed off the Switch to the world. Perhaps it's wishful thinking, but the deathly silence throughout last month, aside from some welcome news that some more F-Zero games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online, of course, suggests that maybe, just maybe, Nintendo has something big up its sleeve in the near future. It's been the talk of the town for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, several years, but it's looking more likely than ever that Nintendo is gearing up to finally reveal the next generation. The question is how long it can hold its nerve and keep Switch 2 officially under wraps. Yes, it won't want to eat into the current Switch's holiday sales potential, but as we discussed a few weeks ago, managing the message around the upcoming system is ultimately more important than shifting bundles of its nearly 8-year-old console over Christmas. This is Nintendo we're talking about. All bets are off when it comes to received wisdom, and frankly they've sold quite enough Switches already. Getting the new console off to a flying start has to be the priority. And then go on and say, after keeping Stump through September, Direct and Switch 2 anticipation is now racked it up another notch, but despite the whispers we hear and our elevated pulses, there's also nothing stopping Nintendo just keeping quiet for another month. The tension is killing us all, but with the system potentially being a fairly known quantity, the tension is a powerful tool, and releasing it without frustrating or deflating fans' enthusiasm will require perfect timing. With the Switch 2 rumors reaching fever pitch again, industry onlookers have arguably never been here before as prepared for a hardware reveal. All eyes are on Nintendo and how it makes this play. Now it's not the time to fumble the ball. So obviously they're going against what they usually do with the big kind of September Direct, but obviously the last time they didn't do it was when they dropped the Switch announcement in October. So they might just be doing the same thing. History might just be repeating itself, but either way, it looks like you'd like to think we're relatively close. That's what a lot of leakers are saying and stuff, so we're just gonna have to wait hopefully a little bit longer and it will eventually get revealed. But that's just kind of the Nintendo thing that I wanted to go over, and then also, like I say, the Trapinch form as well. Whether you think this is true or not, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Finishing things off, we do have a new Generation 10 rumor to go over, or at least that's what I expect it to be. But this was also posted on 4chan. It says, real leak Pokemon Anonymous. It was posted on the 3rd of October. And yeah, it says Project Sidonia, so obviously that's going to be the code name for it. You know, the Ikaku code name is for Legends EA. We've had other code names in the past. I mean, every Pokemon game gets a code name, and this is apparently Sidonia, something like that. But either way, take it with a grain of salt, as always. It says real leak Pokemon Anonymous. So it says, hi, I have some information about Project Sidonia, the next generational Pokemon game that will, the one that will release in 2026. So, like I say, that's what a lot of people are expecting. Legends EA announced this year. Legends EA comes out next year. Pokemon Generation 10 announced February 2026. Comes out late 2026 for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's what everybody's expecting. Again, they could change that up. We just don't know. But this is apparently some information about that 2026 Pokemon game, which again, it's on 4chan, so it probably isn't. But either way, let me know your thoughts on it after we've gone over the rumor. It says will be available for both consoles. Straight off the bat, no, it won't. It's not going to be available for both consoles. You know, obviously, I don't know, but like, if you take a look at Generation 9, not even how badly that ran on the Switch, but it wasn't great. You know, it was very buggy, it was very laggy, a lot of complaints about it. Do you really think they're going to produce a game for the Nintendo Switch 2 that would be able to handle it, obviously, but then also produce it for the Nintendo Switch? It's just not going to happen. It just wouldn't be able to run. It would be like 2 frames per second. Like, that's just not going to be the case. Unless they're talking about both consoles, as in a Nintendo Switch 2 comes out, and then like a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED comes out, or something like that. Like, that's the only way that would make sense. But I'm assuming they're referring to both the Switch and the Switch 2, and it's just not going to happen. Like, whoever this person is just clearly doesn't really understand it. But either way, it'll be released alongside with a customized version of the console. So we'd get like a Pokemon Generation 10 Nintendo Switch 2, which I expect to happen anyway. We've obviously had a couple. We had like the Generation 9 OLED and stuff. So Generation 10 Switch 2 theme would be really, really sick. And I think that will happen regardless. And it says the region is called Niguria, and is inspired by Australia. So an Australian region obviously is, I would really like to see that. A lot of people would love to see that. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be Generation 10. From what Riddler Coup has said, it doesn't look like it's going to be Generation 10. It looks like it's going to be either Italy or India. Like, they're the kind of front runners now, from what Riddler Coup has said. But again, we obviously don't know. We're basing this on Riddler Coup's credibility, which is also already not in a great place. So either way, though, I'd obviously love Australia. But yeah, Niguria, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. There is another island about 1/3 the size of the main island, but there are no NPCs. I think it's DLC content. So I assume that's very similar to like the top right of Paldea, where there's that kind of DLC sort of island that people thought we'd be going to. So it'd be similar to that, but this time it would actually be DLC content. It says the mechanic allows some Pokemon to fuse, which, I mean, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I honestly really think Fusion's going to be in Generation 10. I think Mega Evolution needs to be in it as well. Otherwise, the new Megas that we get in Generation, in Legends ZA, just, like, when are we ever going to be able to use them? It could be post-game again, like we had for Sun and Moon, where we obviously had Z moves, and then we had Pokemon Mega Evolution as well, but you weren't able to access Mega Evolution until later on in the game. It could be a similar situation to that, but I do think the gimmick for Generation 10 is going to be Fusion. There's been so much Fusion stuff in recent years that I think it's just all piling up to Generation 10. Obviously, we had in the Scarlet and Violet books the Paradox Beast, the Paradox Swords of Justice. They all were fused together. We obviously had Calyrex with Glastrier and Spectria. They fused together. Generation 5 Dragons, again, that was a while ago, but again, something else. We've also had other fusions as well off top. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but we've had fusion sort of mechanics already introduced to us in the Pokemon games. So again, I think it's definitely something they could do. Not every Pokemon being able to fuse with every Pokemon, by the way. I don't think that's going to happen. But some being able to fuse, I think, is a possibility. Some Pokemon have fusions with a different model. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, when a Pokemon fuses, they're not going to look the exact same. They're going to be fused. So, yeah, of course, they're going to get different models. So I don't really know why they've wrote that. The starters are a Fire Snake, a Water Hawk, and a Grass Salamander. So those would be pretty cool starters, I guess. I wouldn't mind that. The legendaries are a large dark beetle with an ice crocodile. So, again, I think they're just basing this off, like, Australian animals that people would expect. But I think we all expect, like, a few spider Pokemon or something. Definitely some snakes. But, yeah, definitely spiders and all that stuff. Probably, yeah, crocodiles as well as the legendaries, or at least getting some sort of Pokemon based off of them. The third legendary is like a bird with many hands instead of feathers. That's creepy. So what, they've just got loads of hands all over their body. That's just creepy as hell. It's an open world game, which, yeah, I think every Pokemon game that Game Freak make now is going to be open world. I think they're personally going to outsource all the remakes and stuff to Pokemon Works and Ilka, etc. But yeah, I think every new game now is going to have just an open world. Like Scarlet and Violet did it. Not necessarily did it well, but you could see what they were trying to do. And I think Generation 10, I think they've got enough information now to know how to execute that really well. There are basically only new Pokemon. There are very few old ones like Charizard. So it might be a Generation 5 situation where you can only use new Pokemon until post-game, which I really would love to. I mean, I only use new Pokemon anyway. I never use an old Pokemon in my team. First time I play through, I like to experience the game with brand new Pokemon. So I'm fine with that. Obviously, a lot of people want to use their favorites and stuff, which is obviously absolutely fine. But yeah, I wouldn't mind only new Pokemon being available. It will be announced in 2025, so that also doesn't seem... Like, when would it be announced in 2025? Like, it's not going to get announced on Pokemon Day, because that would take the hype away from Legends ZA. So, when else is going to get announced? It's not really going to get announced in, like, an August Presents. Unless Legends ZA comes out, let's say, like, June, and then we get an August Presents. Like, what would they reveal in that? Could be DLC for Legends ZA, or it could be a brand new Pokemon game, so we'll have to wait and see. It uses the new virtual sense mechanic, so I don't know what that is. And then it says, that's all, sorry for my bad English, Riddler Coup is lying. So, I mean, there wasn't any bad English in that at all. Again, when someone goes out of their way to say that Riddler Coup is lying, it just really destroys all the credibility. It's like, why would someone randomly say that? Like, even when we had Kaka, who was an actual leaker, he never referenced Riddler Coup, I don't believe. Like, why would they randomly reference Coup? There's just no point. If you really have all this information, you don't need to say Coup is lying. You can just produce your information, and then time will show that he's lying. You don't have to tell people. I don't know. It's just a little bit nitpicky. I just never really believe them. But either way, I'm not calling this true at all. This is definitely completely BS, 100%. Let me know your thoughts on it, though. Hopefully we get some Gen 10 stuff. Well, I want to say relatively soon, but we probably won't get it until 2026 February. But even then, we'll hopefully get a really good game. But let me know your thoughts on everything we covered today. What are your thoughts on this Trapinch form, this Generation 10 rumor, and then also the Nintendo stuff as well? Do you think we're going to get something this month from Nintendo? But that's everything from me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like I say, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.